Shalom, shalom. First off, I'd like to give all the praise and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the whole elect around the four corners of the earth that are making their calling and election sure. This your brother Yana Carr coming back at you again in the spirit with another lesson. Going into this C-HIP is getting closer and closer. We're starting to see these rich elites getting closer and closer to making this C-HIP mandatory. And you're starting to see the dollar depreciate, and they're starting to bring in this digital currency. All right. And with that digital currency is going to usher in the C-HIP. And we've been telling you over and over again that this is the MOTB. This is what you're going to be buying and selling with. This is what's going to have your medical records on. This is what you're going to be using if you want to get into your car and drive your car. All right. If you want to use your money, all right, your crypto, you're going to be using this C-HIP. And then we're getting closer and closer to seeing this thing happen. You see, Elon Musk came with his Neuralink, and now China has went mainstream with their Neuralink, okay? Their version of the Neuralink. So we're getting closer and closer to seeing these things happen. We're getting closer to see this devil try to make his move with his C-HIP, all right? Let me get a script. All right, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see, we're not ignorant of his devices. And he's not going to get an advantage on the hopeful elect because we're paying attention. We're watching. We're being circumspect. We see what this devil is doing. We see how he's bringing in his XRP, and he's getting ready to move that on his blockchain technology, and how he's using the coin, the central what is the Coinbase, all right, to push his XRP, because that's going to be the way that he usher in that digital currency, and it's going to be backed by, all right, this C-HIP, and we're starting to see it get closer and closer. You're starting to see the demise of the dollar because he's about to bring in the C-HIP, and you see it all over the internet. But Jake don't want to wake up. Jake don't want to come to the reality that this devil is not for your better good. Okay? These rich elite bankers are only for themselves, and they want to make you, all right, their property. Okay? They want to make you a slave to this Internet of Things. Want to make you a part of the Internet of Things. And we believe in Yahweh Shema Shah. So we're not taking this C-HIP. We're not taking, all right, this devil's jab. Okay? I'm gonna get a Salakia. All right, just going into this C-HIP. An RFID radio frequency identification, or NFC near field communication chip implant, is a microchip enclosed in a biocompatible glass capsule roughly the size of a rice grain. It is typically injected into the fleshly webbing between the thumb and the index finger and function as a passive battery-free digital key. How it works. These chips act similarly to the contactless technology used in tap to pay, credit cards, or key fobs. You see, so it's the same type of technology that is in your tap to pay, that's in your key fobs. All right. No battery needed. They do not have their own power source. When an authorized reader is placed within a few centimeters of the chip, it emits an electromagnetic field that powers the microchip, allowing it to transmit its stored data. No GPS tracking. They cannot track your location or store gigabytes of data. They are passive transponders, meaning they only work when you physically hold your hand right up to a compatible reader. But you know Esau is going to have that RFID chip that goes into your hand. He's going to have it trackable. He's going to know everywhere you've been. He's going to know everywhere you spent your money. He's going to know everywhere you went to the doctor. All right, he's going to be able to track and trace you everywhere. All right, because when you go buy something, it's going to leave a digital footprint. All right, popular use cases: access control, unlocking smart doors, car doors like a Tesla, or gaining access to secured office workstations, digital identity, storing public transit passes, digital business cards, or medical identification information, data storage, carrying cryptographic keys for cryptocurrency hardware wallets. All right, the implantation process, the procedure: the chip is preloaded into a sterile syringe and injected into the subcutaneous tissue. The process is quick, similar to a standard vaccine or a pet microchip, and is often less painful than an ear piercing. Alright, so these people are getting ready to push this out on the world stage. They're getting ready to push this thing out commercially. And we out here warning you and telling you don't take it, because he's going to make it seem like this is beneficial, that you can have everything at the wave of a hand. All right. But if you take this mark, then you're going to be exempt, all right, from salvation from Yahweh Shem Shah. All right. Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, in their right hand or in their foreheads. You see? And in Europe, it's called the NFC, the near field communication, and it's in your left hand. All right. And in your forehead, we have something called the Neuralink. All right, catch up. Catch up. It's time to wake the hell up. You see what this devil is doing. You see that the Bible is speaking. Everything is coming to pass. Okay? This thing is starting to get clearer and clearer. You're seeing what this devil is doing. You see the moves that he's making. All right? And look, they go to touch to pay the debit card. All right, the tap to pay with the debit card. All right. You see? And look, there goes somebody's hand. You can see. All right. So this thing is getting closer and closer. And the ones that are chosen for salvation, they're going to get it. They're going to wake up. They're going to understand what is going on. All right. And let's go into some of the risks of taking this. All right. A risk. The procedure carries standard minor risks like skin infections, localized tissue inflammation, or the risk of the chip mitigating beneath the skin. You should also beware that they can be incompatible with or damaged by strong MRI machines. You see, and the scriptures talked about that. He say minor risks like skin infections, all right, causing cancers on your skin. So like, yeah, let's get Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. You see, you get this right here. You are worshiping the image of the beast. You are saying that this is your master, the so-called white man, and you're taking his mark, his Yule, because in Exodus it talked about the Yule. You saying that you love the so-called white man, and he is your power, he is your God, he is your master. Okay, and you're taking that mark to show that you're joined to him. All right, and when you take that mark, it's going to break out with a gruesome sore. All right, and it said it's skin irritation. All right, let's get. All right, risks. The procedure carries standard minor risks like skin infections. All right, skin infections, but they don't really get into it because it's going to cause cancers upon your skin. All right, that's why you have to be in this knowledgeable understanding. That's why you have to wake up to your Yahweh Shema Shai. Men that are out here bringing out this message, the ones that are truly talking about this mark, this MOTB. Okay, going into the sea here, showing you how this devil is setting up his snares and traps, and how if you're not following after the prophets that Yahweh Shema Shai set up, you're going to fall victim to these traps. You're going to fall victim to this devil's plan. All right. Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see? So this is the way you're going to be able to buy and sell. This is the new currency that's coming. All right. You're going to have your digital crypto wallet on this sea hip. You see, it was talking about it. Carrying your digital crypto wallet. Okay? So we see what this thing is doing. We see what this devil is doing. We understand what is going on. All right? Let's see. All right? Data storage. Carry cryptographic keys for cryptocurrency hardware wallets. You see, so this is the way you're going to be buying and selling. This is the way you're going to be able to get your groceries, to get your necessities. You're going to have this RFID chip, okay? And this is not medical information. This is a disclaimer. This is not medical information. We just bringing out some facts that are on the internet, okay? All right, and you see the syringe, you see the chip going into the man's hand. All right, it was one on here, and it was going into the video. Let's see, Salakia. It was one talking about a video. Where is it? Okay, and it's talking about the brain chip implant, your right hand or your forehead. All right, here you go.
I just had an RFID chip implanted.
As one does.
As one does. If you can feel it right here, there's a little chip in there, but
cool.
It's made by a company called Dangerous Things, which is got a great marketing, right?
Yeah.
But this is the more advanced one, so I put it in so I can open my Tesla with it. and like, wave in front of the elevator.
Check out with Apple Pay.
Exactly. I want my, actually, I will not put my my crypto keys on this because then my hand is at risk.
Yes. And then how long will the batteries last?
It's not battery. It's near field. So basically, an electric current comes in.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah.
So anyway, that was fun. It was an hour ago. So you guys said keep it compressed.
All right, so with that, I'm going to end off by giving all the praise and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect around the four corners of the earth that are making their calling and election sure. Shalom.